Today, guys, I'm going to show you how I reached top 1 in merge tactics and was the second ever player this season to reach diamond. I'll be going over 4 of my final games that made me reach diamond, and these are all against top players in the world. Also, I was super locked in, so these are all pre-recorded games. I just made sure to record my last games in case I was making a video here, but as a quick side note, you do want to be using the Spirit Empress because she is the best ruler here, and with this strategy, we have the Echo Bench modifier, and with the Echo Bench, what it does is it duplicates, as you're about to see here when I click the orb, it duplicates the troop you put on the bench, on that slot of the bench here. So you always want to try to go for the most expensive troop in your shop in round 1 and put him on the bench because you'll get a lot of elixir in round 1. So we're going to end off with the monk there, of course, because he's super expensive. That's why I sort of ended my cycle a bit early so that I can end off with an expensive card. I can get a free, 5 elixir unit and another 2 elixir from the merge. So we're honestly in a really good spot here. Even if we do lose this round, that's completely fine with me because I know I'm going to have technically infinite elixir in the next round because of how the Spirit Empress ability works. You do get plus 2 elixir per merge, and you sell, you get -1. So you get +1 elixir every time you merge and sell. So that's exactly my plan right now. I'm just going to keep on merging and selling here just to generate enough elixir. And now that I have enough elixir, I'm just going to go for my comp, and I am going for the brutalist comp here, the 4 brutalist comp. And this is honestly the comp I use the most. I did make a video about this, so if you do want to check that out as my most recent video right before this one, I basically talked about this comp because this comp was honestly my bread and butter as I was pushing up. You're going to see a lot. I went for this comp a lot because it is super good and it counters most of the things in meta here. And just to end off the round, I'm going to get that Skeleton King so that we can duplicate that. And we will get a 4th copy, so we will get a 3-star Skeleton King here. So we're honestly off to a really good start. And my sort of game plan right here is it looks like my Valkyrie and my Mini P.E.K.K.A. are blocked right now, which is obviously not very good. So I sort of just want to try to survive until one of the other 3 players dies out so I can grab their cards. And the comp I'm currently going for is 4 Brutalist plus Archer Queen and Dark Goblin or Skeleton Dragon. So those are pretty interchangeable right now here, but we are up against another guy running 4 Brutalist. So when I saw this, I was like, oh shoot, this guy is running the same comp. But luckily we do win. So if we had lost this match, that'd be pretty bad because I might have been forced to pivot there. Because my comp was actually weaker. But now that my Brutalist comp is stronger than his, I can sort of just wait him out because I'm the stronger player, right? So I don't necessarily have to change here. So my game plan right now is you do want to utilize the Echo Bench every single round you get. You want to put the most expensive card that you want to put in your comp. So the Archer Queen, that's the best option right now. So that's why I put the Archer Queen in the Echo Bench here. But again, sort of the same thing here. I have 6 HP. I have the most HP in the entire lobby. So my game plan is I just want to wait out one of these guys to die. I could lose a round. That's honestly fine because one of the other players will likely die in the next round. But I obviously want to try to win. So we're going to try to win this round if we can. I think we have a pretty good shot, but I do see that he has a Golden Knight. So I kind of want to move my Dark Goblin last second in case he goes for Assassins, but it looks like he doesn't, which is really good here. And he does have good placement. He sort of isolates my Skeleton King because it does get a lot of lead shots. Like the Skeleton King's melee ability just goes through. So that was pretty good. He played that well in terms of placement, but my comp was a lot better. So that's why we won there. And now that he died, I just basically tried cycling through the shop for his cards. And I just put the Monk in there last second because that's better than the Dark Goblin. I would honestly rather have anything over the Dark Goblin. So I just went for a Monk there in case we get a 3-star Monk. And maybe I can have the option to pivot here. But I'm basically just trying to cycle. Maybe hoping that there's something I can get. Maybe one merge, but it just doesn't look like it here. So I'm just going to wait. And we are up against the full Brutalist guy. So this is sort of a problem because when you have 2 players that have the same comp, usually one has to pivot or you just wait for the weaker one to die here. But I do see that he has the 3-star Queen. So I'm just going to try to switch my placement here last second. And we are going to get that 3-star Monk soon. But I honestly think I'm going to lose this because my cards are lower. He has a 3-star Valk and a Queen. But we will see. This is going to be a pretty close match. But I think I definitely do lose here. So my only goal at this point is I want to try to beat FJ here. And this is really good. We are up against the dead guy. So this round is just sort of like an intermission. I need the cards that the other 2 players have, but I'm just going to wait for them to die. But essentially what's going on right now is that this is pretty much the first to diamond race. I would say there's multiple very competitive points throughout the season, but I think early season, the most notable thing to look out for is first to diamond. because there's a lot of really good players that are pushing first to diamond because that's just an achievement. First to diamond is pretty hard to get actually because a lot of good players are pushing. And the situation I'm in right now is I'm actually, I think I'm in second place. So as I'm in this game right now, I think I'm the second highest player. So if I lose a game, I'm gonna lose like 40. But if I win like maybe 12. So I'm quite a ways away. I think I was like maybe 50 elo away. But 50 elo is not 2 wins. Don't get blinded by that. It's more like 5 wins, 5 or 6 wins. So I'm in for the long haul here. But again, I'm just sort of trying to cycle through, get the cards in my shop here, and we do a pretty good job. Fortunately, we are able to take the cards that we need here. Now, we are facing Full Noble. Now, Full Noble is a really good comp here, so this is going to be a bit of a struggle here. I do think we unfortunately lose to this guy, but that's game one. On to game two. We are going to get the Echo Bench again. So I did get the Echo Bench modifier a lot, but we do get a round one merge, which is good. And I just sort of try to do the math in my head there, but I was like, okay, we're just going to sell the Barb and we're just going to go for the Skeleton King here. I think once you sort of get a lot of reps in the game, you sort of just know how much elixir you'll have every time you merge and stuff. Like, you have a good idea of it, but I just wanted to double check because this is, you know, one of my last games, and if I lose, I'm going to lose a lot. But the Bar versus Royal Giant matchup, the Royal Giant does lose even if you place in the back, so I knew we were going to lose here. But we are going to get that Skeleton King here. So the Echo Bench modifier is really fun, in my opinion, because you get a lot of elixir early on here, and it's okay if you lose the first 2 rounds. So we are going to get a free like 10 elixir there, so I'm just going to sell everything. And now we already have infinite elixir because we had a really good start with the Skeleton King in our shop. This is the rare modifier where a quote-unquote bad shop where you have most expensive items is actually good. So here I'm just going to go for, I think I'm going to put the wizard in, I guess, and then we're just going to try to see for the 2 goblin traits right now. I just want to get that last bit of economic advantage from this, just make advantage of that goblin trait. But after this round, I do need to lock in. So honestly, not bad. Round 2 win is good for sure here, but even if we lost that round, we'd be in a good spot because Echo Bench, the whole name of the game is you sacrifice HP early in exchange for elixir here. So we are going to get 3 goblin machines. So again, you're going to see me go for the full brutalist here, I believe, because this is genuinely my favorite comp. And we're going to get that 3-star Goblin Machine there. But this game was genuinely a Brutalist game because we did get 3 Goblin Machines early on. So that 4th Goblin Machine, the probability of getting that is pretty high, especially in the early game. So that's why I decided to go for that. But we are going to get 3 Brutalists, unfortunately. I was looking for that Goblin or that Skeleton King here. But now my plan, perfect. Get that Skeleton King, put it in the Echo Bench because of course, you want to put the most expensive troop in your Echo Bench, and we are going to have a really good start here. So round 3, we are going to take the win here, and we're not going to lose too much HP. But now my game plan is, okay, I'm just going to utilize the Echo Bench, just keep upgrading my Skeleton King, or just an expensive troop that's on my comp here, and we're going to try to go for the Archer Queen, plus the Dark Goblin or Skeleton King comp again. That one's really good as well. So that's sort of what I'm trying to do here. We're going to sell that 1-star Goblin Machine because I already have a 3-star Goblin Machine. So the probability of there being other copies of the Goblin Machine in the pool is really low because there's only 4 copies. Typically, the game starts out with 4 copies of a card. And to get a 3-star, you need 4 copies. And I already got a 3-star, so the probability is just super low. So we're going to put the Queen in there. And the reason I did that is because I have a lot of HP. So my goal right now is to set myself up for the long run. The most optimal decision there in terms of like the strongest board, I guess, would be Archer Queen instead of P.E.K.K.A. But actually, I guess I decided last minute to put in the Goblin Machine because I got another copy. Oh, that's what I did. This game, I'm going for a 2 or 4-star Goblin Machine. And the reason I'm doing that is actually pretty simple. So if you look at the HP of everybody, I have 8 HP. And the other guy's 7. The other guy has 2. The other guy has 1. So nobody has lost yet. And the reason I go for the 4-star is you don't always want to do that. But in this case, if I get a 4-star, I need 2 3-stars. So I have 1 3-star and I have a 1 2-star. So I need 2 more copies to get a 2-star because 1 copy plus 1 copy is a 2-star. If you merge 2 2-stars, I get a 3-star. And then the 3-star merges with the 3-star to get a 4-star. So I need 2 more copies. And what that means essentially is 2 more rounds. So 2 more rounds of this Echo Bench. And I know that I can survive 2 rounds on the Echo Bench because of the HP that everybody has. I know the game is going to go on for a lot longer. So that's why I decided to go for the 4-star Goblin Machine instead of the Archer Queen here. And I think FJ does lose there. So we are stuck in a 1v1 here. And I'm going to get the 3rd copy of the Goblin Machine here. And now my game plan is I just need to survive this round, which I am going to do pretty much guaranteed. And then I get my 4-star machine next round. So my strategy right now is just survive, and then next round, I'm just going to go to town on this guy, and we're going to destroy him. But now I'm just looking for that final card, the Skeleton Dragon or the Dark Goblin, and we do get it. So we are honestly in a really good spot. And this guy is also playing Loong, so Empress versus Loong is super free in the late game for the most part, I would say, because the Loong doesn't really get much elixir, so the Empress is always better. And one thing you're going to note is I did mention you want to use the Spirit Empress in the beginning of the video, but what you'll realize is when you get to the top of the leaderboard, everyone runs the Empress because she's the best ruler, just sort of objectively, her ability. And there we get the 4-star Goblin Machine, so this game is done. So going for 4 stars in Echo Bench is pretty niche, but if you do get it, then in most cases, the game is pretty much yours. So we are going to destroy this guy, plus the 4-star Goblin Machine is one of the best 4 stars in the entire game. So this guy is going to go down pretty easily, and let's go to the third game. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far, all I ask for in return is a subscribe, because I do upload daily merge tactics videos, and I do plan to upload a lot of high-level guides this season. So I did buy the Valkyrie very quickly, and you will see me doing a little subtle thing there. This is really sweaty, completely optional, but I just buy immediately. And the reason I buy immediately is, I don't know if this is exactly true, but the reasoning behind it is, let's say the other players buy before you and they take the goblins. Then let's say you buy late, your shop will will pull from the pool after the goblins were taken out. So you'll have a lower probability of getting goblins. I think that sounds logically correct, but that's sort of why I do that. And I do hide the cards here. It's a very subtle thing, very try-hard, very sweaty thing. I don't really do it that often, but it's basically so that your opponents can't counter your placement. So let's say if you're scouting your opponents and you see their cards and their placement, your natural response is, okay, how do I counter this placement? This sort of prevents that. Very sweaty. I don't usually do it, but the only circumstances under which I do it is like if I'm just sweating. So like right now, basically. But at this point, I think I'm going to go for the Wizard merge right now. And we are going to get a Dark Goblin merge. And I'm just going to merge and sell all these cards here. Because I think we have enough for infinite elixir here, basically. And we are going to get 3 copies of the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and the Valkyrie. So, again, we're going to go Brutalist. I promise I'm not a Brutalist one-trick. But just sort of in the last games here, I just decided to go for the Brutalist. Because I think they were honestly a pretty decent choice in all these games, to be honest. Like, I don't think it was ever, like, a really bad choice. I mean, obviously, because you know, we won every game. So, I don't think it was ever a really bad choice here. But, yeah, that's my bread and butter here. So, I guess I'm not going to be able to use it from now on as much because it'll be probably a lot more contested. But that's the comp I use most often, the Brutalist. But anyways, now that we have the comp we're going for, we're just going to sort of cycle and try to go for the cards that I need here in my comp here. And I'm going to sell the 2-star Valk because whenever you get 2 copies of a card, a 2-star and a 1-star, just sell the 2-star, you keep the 1-star, you keep the same exact traits, but you get more elixir. So that's just a little tip that I always use in every single game here. And we have the 4 Brutalists, we have a 3-star Goblin Machine here, so we are in a really good spot. But at this point, I think 18 trophies away from Diamond. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you are going to be like, 1 win away. Like, I saw my clan chat. They're like, oh, dude, this guy's 1 win away. You're never really 1 win away. When you're sort of at the top of the leaderboard, you always gain, at this point, I was gaining less than 15 per win, and I was losing like 45 to 50 per 4th place. So, at this point, my heart was just beating, because if I do one mistake, if I lose one game and get 4th, then I'll lose 45, and that's going to set me back half an hour. And the reason it sets me back half an hour is because, well, the best case scenario is I get 3 first places, and I get 15 per each. That sort of counteracts it, and 3 first places will probably be like 3 games, which is maybe like 6 minutes per game, like 7 minutes per game, which is going to be like 20 minutes. That's the most optimal. But if you get seconds, then you're going to get more like 7 or 8 trophies, and that's going to take way more time. So 1 loss seriously sets you back like a half hour. So we do take out the 3rd place guy here, so I'm guaranteed top 2. So at this point, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm chill. Like, I'm not going to lose trophies, so we're in a good spot. However, we are up against this guy, and yeah, if you didn't see his comp before, his comp is way better than ours. I don't really think I can win at this point, so I just look at his comp here, and I'm like, hell no, we're not winning that. So I'm trying to think of maybe what can I use to counter his comp, but to be honest, at this point, I just don't really think I can counter this guy's comp unless I get like an Executioner. But usually these players, since they're all very good, this guy's a very good player. I recognize his name. He's going to already have the blocks all good, so I'm like, you know what, we're probably just, this game is probably done. And as you can see here, he does place his troops in the back. That's the best counter positioning to the Brutalist. Just place everything in the back here. And our team is sort of just getting very overwhelmed here, so I think this is going to be a loss. Moving on to the final match, we get the first free modifier, and we do get a Archer Queen in the beginning there. So I'm going to grab the Goblin Machine here, And I'm going to deploy the Skeleton Dragons and the Archer Queen because that does give us the Ranger bonus. And we also have the Goblin Machine upgrade in the next round. So we're honestly in a really good spot here for the first free modifier. The first card you get in the first card you buy in every round is free. So the more expensive equals better. And we get a 4 elixir cost in our second shop as well. So at this point, I'm just going to merge and sell everything. We already have infinite elixir, which is super good. I'm just going to hold on to that queen, but I think I'm going to sell it maybe in a bit. Actually, we do get the double giant comp, but I'm just going to sell that just to keep cycling. With the Spirit Empress, you never just really want to stay stagnant. You always want to keep cycling, keep merging and selling, because that's what gets you elixir. You never just want to waste like 10 seconds in a round unless you kind of just have everything you need, or it would just be better for you not to sell anything. That's the only case, but in most circumstances, you always want to keep moving. So I do get a really good start here for the double giant monk, double blaster queen comp. So that's the comp I'm going to be going for here. And actually, we are getting pretty good merges for the brutalist. I'm getting a bit tempted, as you guys can sort of, as you can see there, I put in the Skeleton King there momentarily. But I'm going to keep cycling here in hopes of getting maybe a 3-star E-Giant at last second. And we do get a 3-star E-Giant last second here. And I just sort of scan through, I scout, and I see, oh, there's 3 queens taken, but I have a queen here. So I'm sort of thinking here, okay, I could make a pivot to full superstars. That's why this comp is really good. You can just easily pivot to full superstars from this comp here, but we are going to take the L this round. But for now, I'm just going to keep continuing and going for this queen comp. Honestly, not too bad of a start. I mean, we have the 3-star Electro Giant, so there's no really major need for me to pivot here. So I'm just going to keep on cycling, go for that Royal Giant, and maybe if I can upgrade a card, that'd be nice. But I'm going to switch out the queen for the RG last second here, and I just scouted FJ, and he has the full nobles. I played him about 3 times in my last games, and I noticed he goes full nobles a lot. So I guess maybe that's his favorite comp. It is a good comp, to be fair. But we are going to lose here, but I was just looking at that Gold Knight. He was at 1 HP, and he has 4 troops alive, meaning that 4 troops plus 1 damage equals 5. So I would have been out if I didn't kill that Golden Knight there, but thankfully I stay alive, so I'm good to go. And I'm just going to try to stay alive because, again, as I mentioned, if I get 1 loss, that sets me back a half hour, and I do get a 3-star RG last second, and I get another queen, which is really good. So we're going to be trying to go for this queen build here, and it's very stressful pushing first diamond because, as I mentioned, if you lose, you lose, what, 50? And in most cases, when you do lose, it's not really your fault, so you just get really pissed off, and that just sort of leads to like a cycle. You get tilted and you play worse. So I'm just trying to get this over with in one go here. And my comp right now is really good. I think I can beat this guy out here. So I'm just going to switch placement last second. Just want to try to stay unpredictable here if I can. And my queen is going to snipe his Dark Goblin. That's why I did move it, because the queen will snipe the backline unit when she's in the front row here. So I think we are going to clean this guy up pretty well here, and we are going to look at this other opponent, maybe see if FJ takes out the other guy. Now, unfortunately, I did not take out the king player, but I am against the dead guy, so this is going to be a free win. And like that, the king player just died, and I secure the top 2, meaning that I have officially made it to diamond. I was about 2 trophies away at the time, so any sort of trophy gain would pretty much guarantee it. So now I'm rest assured. My heart rate stopped. I don't know why. This is like probably the 3rd time I've pushed to diamond, done the first to diamond push, but my heart still gets going, and I'm just going to make a last-minute pivot to the full clan because I think the full clan will do better in this matchup. I believe so, so let's try to go for the full clan here. And I don't need to go for first place, but, like, why not, right? I already made it to diamond, but it does not hurt to try here. So we're going to try to go for the maxed-out clan, but we have officially made it to diamond just like that as the 2nd player this season. I do go for an anti-assassin here just to snipe his princess. The princess is going to be super problematic here. And this is going to be a hard matchup, to be honest. This matchup, the Archer Queen v Prince, is usually just about whether the Prince can knock off the Archer Queen. And that's honestly pretty hard. Now, unfortunately, his Prince does get my Queen. And just like that, we are unfortunately going to get a 2nd place in the last game. But on the bright side, we did secure our first place finish as the 2nd player to diamond, guys. So if you did enjoy the video, I'd appreciate if you guys like and subscribe because I do upload daily merch tactics content. But until then, guys, I'll see you in the next video.